Hello friends, I am Dr. Poonam, 𝚽𝚘𝚙𝚎 from KV number 1, Harni, Vadodara. Today we are going to study the first chapter of economics from class 10th. The chapter name is Development. Development. Development is the process in which someone or something grows or changes and becomes more advanced. Every person has own views regarding development that may vary with others. Some persons consider development as only their development. Some consider it as community or national development. Everyone has own views on development. Development has many aspects. The purpose of this chapter is to enable students to understand this idea. They have to understand that people have different perspectives on development, and there are the ways by which we can arrive at common indicators for the development. Only income is not the criteria for considering country's development. There are several various aspects according to that the country's development is measured. Here, the income is the most common method for measuring development. There are certain terms used in this chapter that would require clarification. It means that we'll discuss not only the per capita income, we will also discuss the other factors like literacy rate, infant mortality rate, attendance ratio, life expectancy, gross enrollment ratio, and human development index. The idea of development or progress has always been with us. We have aspirations or desires about what we would like to do and how we would like to live. We have our own development programs, our own development plans for our future. We work according to that and do our development. Similarly, we also have the ideas about what a country should be like. We have our own vision, we have our own ideas about our country's development. Should our country be a developed country or developing? And what steps should be taken to make our country develop? The way we live today is influenced by the past. We can't desire for change without being aware of this. It is only through a democratic political processes that these hopes and possibilities can be achieved in real life. Our future development is based on past and present experiences. Our work according to that. By proper steps, we can achieve the goals of development, the height of development. In this, everyone's contribution is important. Not only individuals' contribution towards development, it's everyone's contribution in the development of a country is important. Now, what development promises? Different people, different goals. What development promises? Different people. Is every people have same idea about development? They have their same thinking about development. Different peoples can have different goals. A person seeks things that are most important for him, that which can fulfill his aspirations or desire. Everyone has different goals. In the class also, every student have different goals. Someone wants to be a best sports person. Some wants to be a music director. Some wants to be a great scholar. Some wants to be a great scientist. Every person have different development goals and everyone do work according to that. In fact, at times, two person or group of person may seek things which are conflicting. As like a girl expects as much freedom and opportunity as her brother, and that he also shares in the household work. Her brother may not like this. And what development may be for one may not be the development for other. It may even be destructive for others. Everyone's development goal is not same. A thing which is developing for one group that may not be developing, that may not be helpful, that may not be useful for other, that may be destructive for the others. As like to get more electricity, industrialists may want more dams, to establish more dams, but this may submerge the land and disrupt the lives of people who were displaced, such as tribals. They might resent this and may prefer small check dams or tanks to irrigate their land. To get more electricity is beneficial for the industrialist. It's one development goal for the industrialist, but whose lands are getting lost, those who are losing their lands, they will not be satisfied by this idea, goal of development. Next topic is the income and other goals. It also varies from person to person. What people desire are the regular work, better wages and decent price for their crops or other products that they produce. In other words, they want more income. And more income can be achieved only by the regular work, better wages, better salary, and the best price for their maximum price for their crops, so that they get maximum income, maximum earning. Besides taking more income, one way or other, people also seek things like equal treatment, freedom, security, and respect of others. There isn't discrimination. They don't like discrimination. All these are important goals. It means that not only the income, not only the per capita income, not only the average income is the important goals of the development. People also need equality, freedom, security, and self-respect. They don't like discrimination. It also their goal that they should be equally treated in the society. In fact, in some cases, this may be more important than the more income or more consumption. Sometimes the self-respect, the idea of equality, freedom, integrity becomes more important, because the material goods are not all that you need to live. You also need the mental satisfaction, mental relaxation, idea of equality, liberty to live in the society. Money or material things that one can buy with it is the one factor on which our life depends. But the quality of our life also depends on the non-material things mentioned above. They are the things that are not easily measured, but they mean a lot to our lives. These are often ignored. However, it will be wrong to conclude that what cannot be measured is not important. It means that the thing which can be calculated is not only important, the other non-material things are also important that give the person's goal of development. The personal goal of development as equality, freedom, security. For development, people look at the mix of goals. For development, only one goal is not sufficient. People consider various aspects on their development, such as if you get a job in a far off place before accepting it, you try to consider many factors apart from the income, such as facilities for your family, working atmosphere, or opportunities to learn. In, an, in another case, a job may give you less pay but may offer regular employment that enhances your sense of security. And another job, however, may offer high pay but no job security and also leave no time for your family. This will reduce your sense of security and freedom. It means that here the development goal is different. Here the development goal is that the people want job security, time for family and quality time for the family. It may be the one's development goal. The high income may be one's. And some person may want that they should gain high income, they should have the high income, and they should have also the familiar support, they should have the family time, they can spend family time. It's a mix of goals. It is true that if women are engaged in paid work, their dignity in the household and the society increases. This increases self-respect. The work gives identity to that woman. However, it is also the case that if there is a respect for women, there would be more sharing of housework and the greater acceptance of the women working outside. A safe and secure environment may allow more women to take up a variety of jobs or to run a business. Hence, the development goals that people have are not only about better income but also about other important things in the life. It shows about the mix of goals. National development. It is very important to keep in mind that different persons could have different as well as conflicting notions of a country's development. Everyone has their own conceptions, own belief about country's development. Someone think that it is the only economic development of the country which should be important. Someone think that our country should be culturally. It means that its culture should also be strong. Everyone should be given the equal right. Everyone should be given the freedom. Everyone should be given the right of expression. That should be the important for the country's development. Individuals set different goals, then their notion of the national development is also likely to be different. Now, how to compare different countries or states? How can we consider our national development? How can we compare our national development with other countries or other states as their size, population, the area of the country and the population of the country varies from country to country, from place to place. For comparing countries, their income is considered to be one of the most important attributes. The countries with higher income are more developed than others with less income. However, for comparison between countries, total income is not as an useful measure. Some countries have different populations. Comparing total income will not tell us what an average person is likely to earn, as it differs from person to person, from population to population, from place to place. It becomes very difficult to compare the national development or to compare the development of a country from one country to the another. Hence, we compare the average income, which is the most common, or which is the total income of a country divided by its population. It means that average income, that is also called the per capita income, can be calculated by dividing the total income of a country with its population. And according to the per capita income, the countries with per capita income of $12,056 per annum and above, according to the 2017, are the rich countries, and those with per capita income of $955 or less are called low-income countries. India comes in the category of low-middle income countries because its per capita income in 2017 was just $1820 per annum. The rich countries, excluding countries of Middle East and certain other small countries, are generally called developed countries. Now, the income and other criteria. People not only think of better income, as we have studied earlier, that per capita income is the not only criteria for the development of country, but also the goals such as security, respect for others, equal treatment, freedom in mind is also important. Similarly, when we think of a nation or a region, we may, besides average income, think of other equally important attributes. Now, question arises that, is only per capita income a criteria of development, or are other factors also considered? Here is some data. A table of economic survey 2018-19. This table shows the per capita income of selected states. Per capita income for year 2015-16. These three states are Haryana, Kerala, Bihar. The per capita income of Haryana is much higher than other states. Per capita income of Bihar is lowest. In this way, and here you can say that there is some comparative data on the states of Haryana, Kerala and Bihar. It's about the infant mortality rate, literacy rate, and NEET attendance ratio. As we studied earlier that the per capita income of Haryana is much higher. It's the highest per capita income. That is a total income divided by its population. It's the highest. Before considering this data, we will discuss some important terms as like infant mortality rate. As we studied earlier that not only the per capita income is considered a notion, a symbol of development, other factors will also be considered as like infant mortality rate, literacy rate and the NEET attendance ratio. First, about the infant mortality rate, that is also called the IMR. It indicates the number of children that die before the age of 1 year. Infants whose age is below 1 year. Number of children that die before the age of 1 year as a proportion of 1,000 live children born in that particular year. Second term, literacy rate. It measures the proportion of literate population in the 7 and the above age group. number of literate persons, those who can read, write and understand any language. And the third term is NEET attendance ratio. NEET attendance ratio is the total number of children of age group 14 and 15 years and attending school as a percentage of total number of children in the same age group. Here, we can say that the per capita income of Haryana was much higher, but infant mortality rate. Infants are dying more in Haryana. Infant mortality rate is high. They also have the high literacy rate, but not as compared to the Kerala. In this condition, we can say that the Kerala has the highest literacy rate. Bihar has the lowest literacy rate and highest infant mortality rate. NEET attendance ratio is also low in Bihar. These are the certain criteria which should be considered, which are being considered in the development of a country. Here is explanation that in the Kerala, out of the 1,000 children born, 10 died before completing 1 year of age. But in Haryana, the proportion of children dying within 1 year of birth was 30, which is more than 2 times that of Kerala. On the other hand, the per capita income is more than that of the Kerala. The last column of the table 1.4 shows that around half of the children aged 14 to 15 age group in the Bihar are not attending school beyond class 8th. Even girls are not able to achieve secondary level schooling because the government society has not provided adequate facilities. Okay, this means that if you went to the school in Bihar, nearly half of your elementary class would be missing. Those who could have been in school are not there. Now about the topic, the public facilities. The public facilities. Money in your pocket. First, the public facilities. First, we will discuss topic the public facility. What are public facilities? Public facilities are the services provided by the government to its citizens. Some of the important public facilities include infrastructure, sanitation, public transport, healthcare, and water. The things which can be bought. The things which can be bought is the criteria of development. The person who is highly earning is considered more developed, as the average person in Haryana has more income than the average person in Kerala. Haryana, according to the per capita income, Haryana is more developed. But per capita income or higher income is only the criteria of development. We have studied earlier that infant mortality rate is high in Haryana. Infant mortality rate is high in Haryana. Their money is not able to protect the life of infants. Here is one sentence that the money in your pocket cannot buy all the goods and services that you may need to live well. A proper surrounding, a clean environment, pollution-free environment cannot be bought from money. It means that it is proved that income by itself is not a completely adequate indicator of material goods and services that citizens are able to use. Money cannot buy your pollution-free environment or ensure that you get unadulterated medicines. Unless you can afford to shift to a community that already had these things. Money may not also be able to protect you from infectious disease unless the whole of your community take preventive steps. This line is also true in today's respect, in today's perspective, as we all are watching that one of the virus has important impact, a bad impact on our society. We all are very afraid. We want to get rid of this virus, but we are not able. Money in our pocket is not able to get rid of this virus. We want to get rid of, but we are not. We have to take preventive steps. We have to take preventive steps to protect ourselves from an infectious disease like COVID-19. Here, money is not buying all things. It may be that money can protect us, can protect us, or you can say that it can help us in providing good medicines and good hospital facilities. But ultimate thing is that we have to take preventive steps. Schools and hospitals should be opened by the government. Next, about the public facilities, that is, schools and hospitals should be opened by the government in the interior parts of India to provide more public facilities. These public facilities are also the indicator of development for a country. Now, we have seen earlier that the Kerala has a low infant mortality rate because it has adequate provision of basic health and educational facilities. Education rate is 100%, literacy rate is high. They are educated, they understand the need of vaccination. That's why the Kerala has a low infant mortality rate. Some states are also called the developed because of their public distribution system. Health and nutritional aspects. Health and the nutritional status of a people of such state is certainly likely to be better, where the government is providing better medical facilities, better public facilities. Now about the comparison between the development of our country with others. Here is a table where the SDI stands for the Human Development Index, and that is a criteria of development among countries. Here, the gross national income, life expectancy at birth, mean years of the schooling of the people, is it 25 and the above, are the criteria which decide the SDI rank in the world. Per capita income is calculated in dollars for all countries so that it can be compared, and it is also done in a way so that every dollar would buy the same amount of goods and services in any country. India ranking in SDI is 130. Sri Lanka is much ahead of India in every respect, and a big country like ours has such a low rank in the world. Table 1.6 shows that though Nepal and Bangladesh have their low per capita income than that of India, yet they are better than India in life expectancy. Here we can see that only the per capita income is not important. It is the people, their health, their well-being that is the most important. These all are the criteria for our development. And the last topic is the sustainability of the development. Sustainable development. First, we will consider it is a development that meets the need of the present without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. It means that the things which are being used today should be saved for the future generation. We have to do our development in such a way that this development should continue to a future generation. Now the level of development to go further or at least be maintained for future generation. In this way, we have to preserve our renewable resources and non-renewable resources. We have to take care of our renewable and the non-renewable resources that it should be saved for our future generation. In this way, we have seen that for the development of the country, only the per capita income is not important. It's a people, their health, their well-being that is important. Infant mortality rate, literacy rate, NEET attendance ratio are also important, and also the person's self-respect, the idea of equality, freedom, integrity, all are important in the process of development. Thank you.